Okay, thank you so much, honorable professor, teachers, and distinguished guests and esteemed member from UNESCO. My name is Lily Wang. I'm from high school affiliated to Beijing Normal University, and today I'm going to share with you the application of precision teaching, especially on a case study of teaching English writing based on process data feedback technology, or you can say PDFT. And with the fast development of educational technology, more and more people, especially teachers, are paying attention to using data feedback to improve teaching efficiency, effectiveness. And we have been teaching with different types of ICT, actually, especially during the pandemic. We have tried new technologies. So these are the main four techniques that we have tried. Number one is called precision and personalized teaching based on iPad teaching. And I use those like searching engine for the student to let them search whatever they wish to adopt on their composition. And number two is called Tencent meeting classroom technology. We use the interactive blackboard, a whiteboard on this kind of technique. And number three is called homework relay check-in by app called 接龙管家, okay? And number four is the process data feedback technology. It looks like just like an ordinary pen. Actually, it's not an ordinary pen. It's called a dotted pen. There's a little high-speed camera embedded at the top of the pen, which could fast record whatever the student has written in the classroom and also outside the classroom with the pen. And today I'm going to focus on the last technique, that is the process data feedback technology. And the outline of my speech is application background, the practical dilemma, solution hypothesis, and implementation effect. So first, about the application background, I have to tell you the four backgrounds. Number one is in China, we have a comparatively large classes with a small number of teachers, normally 45 or something around 40 students in the class, but one English teacher. But they have a different English proficiency while entering our school, greatly different. But in maybe 2 or 3 years' time, they have to be trained to speak, write, and read English in a high proficiency level, which means you have to talk to them or to give them a face-to-face feedback every day, between each classes, and give them stimulously feedback. That means the ICT could help us to save the time. And in terms of the grammatical diploma, especially for English teacher, we found that the policy have reduced a lot of teaching time, and this limited the time limitation has increased our teaching teaching task, especially for English writing teachers, because the writing teacher will always ask a student to write, but it costs a lot of time. So and in our classes, the Chinese teacher always emphasize much more on grammatical knowledge. For example, the fragmented grammar knowledge will take on a lot of time, so that we don't have enough attention on the student writing whole process. And the second one is the student writing are assigned a writing task assigned to the student each week or at the end of each unit. And then the teacher will mark the composition and give that back to the student next Monday or next Tuesday. That means after the student finish their composition, there has already been 3 days, and the student will almost forget what they did right. And the student, after they got the feedback, they will sometimes drop that into the rubbish bin. So the lack of record of accumulated work or development always happen. And number 3 is the lack of real-time personalized feedback. Because of the teachers, so many students in the classroom, the heavy burden, the teacher normally give the student just a mark, just a mark or a few lines which is simplify. They have some grammatical problem errors for them to correct, but there is no commentary on their structure, on their coherence, on their writing style. So we need in real time and feedback and personalized feedback, which means the proficient teaching. And last problem is that we have tried many conventional, traditional techniques like the scanner, the camera, the mobile phone, the iPad to help the student to build an efficient class, but that doesn't work. It not only distract the student, but also have give the teacher more burden because they have to do a lot of preparation for those conventional techniques. So my solution hypothesis consists of 2 parts. Number 1 is there any technique which is very natural, could be naturally embedded in our classroom, which could not distract the student and also give the teacher no other heavier burden, additional burden. And we have tried this kind of technique, which is called the process data feedback technology, which is just look like the traditional classroom 3 tools. The most helpful tools, the paper, pen, and notebook, just like the picture on the right. So in-class technology without changing traditional classroom habits is the number 1 hypothesis. And number 2 is with this kind of technology, our teaching will be more efficient, with high quality. So these 2 hypotheses are based on the theories on this picture. So number 1 theory is called the social learning theory. It highlights the peer modeling or the teacher's modeling. It means that we can post our students' homework or their composition on the screen quickly to share with their peers. And number 2 is called the precision instruction, which highlights the importance of preparing the class beforehand. And next, let me tell you the implementation effect of our experiment. So in our school, we have 3 types of scenario to adopt such technique. Number 1 is called the daily usage. So in our everyday classroom, we use this kind of technology to record whatever the student write. They can use them as a notebook to take notes, or you can use it at the end of the classroom to draw a mind map to summarize what they have already learned during this class. And I will give you the picture that the backstage has analyzed. So on the backstage, this technique have a kind of diagnostic sheet for each student. If the student have a longer time to finish the ordinary task, it means that he have For example, the first little girl uses 21 minutes, much longer than the others. Then the problematic tag will be given to her as a long time lasting. Yeah. And the second one is 5 minutes, is far shorter, far quicker than the others. It may have another problem. Maybe she doesn't want to do it. And according to this text, the teacher will be alarmed to give a face-to-face feedback. So the name list is here. And the right picture is the dot plot for this diagnostic sheet. So the green dot means, yeah, it's normal. And the other are some kind of abnormal. Yeah, we should pay attention to such student. And next picture shows the result, or we say analysis of their answers, the accuracy. The red bordered area highlights the typical errors that happened over all of the students. Yeah, so we should focus more on such kind of question or problems. So that's the scenario one. Afterwards, I will introduce the scenario two, which where we adopted this technology in the demonstration class. So in our demonstration class, we teachers usually design this class far ahead of the actual time. And what should we do with this technique? First one, we should help the student or help the teacher to structure. So it means that we can use this technique in the text and underline the topic sentence, the peer structure, and to destructure from this text. And then we ask the student to draw their mind map, that means to structure, and give them some coherence guidance, and focus more on the continuity or fluency of this passage. And last one is the grammar. It highlighted the grammatical problem, the errors which need to be corrected. And I will show you the case study. This case uses the reading material, Unit 5, Education. It's a lesson 1 named Enlightening a Mind. It's a selective compulsory textbook for high school English published by Beijing Normal University. And this text is based on the background of Helen Keller's first encounter with teacher Anne Sullivan. And it introduced the story of Helen Keller learning the first 4 words. We all know that Helen Keller was a disabled young girl. Yeah, it's hard to teach. And then we ask the student to read and to write about the most impressive qualities as a teacher. And instead of giving them a fixed title, for example, I said, Helen Keller is a kind-hearted teacher. Please write about this topic. No, we use this pen to help them select the topic by themselves. So before I show you those videos, I will let you to have a overlook of what I'm going to share with you. Number 1 is to set up writing tasks. Number 2, use technology to record the writing process. Number 3, collect data throughout the writing process. And number 4, data analysis. And number 5, personalize the feedback and adjustment of my teaching. Yeah. So first step is to set a writing task. As you can see, I will show you the video first.
So much. Her teacher, what's the name of her teacher? Anne Sullivan. Yes, her teacher, Anne Sullivan. And what kind of person do you think Anne is? Can you please write down on your dotted paper? with technology paper, magic paper. Okay. Write it down. Second item. What kind of person do you think Anne Sullivan is? Just write a beautifully written adjective.
So
okay?
after student finish this task, the most frequently written words are patient and creative. Yeah, and then we decide to write these two topics, and we divided the student into two groups, or as many as you want. And second, I use the technology to record the writing process. I mean, first to record the structure of this passage while the reading. Yeah. And we found that the topic sentence that they underline are on this chart.
I saw most of you have chosen the first sentence. Helen Keller was an exceptional special girl. And the second paragraph, Anne was a teacher and a former student at a school for the brand in Boston. Very good. So most of you have chosen the right answer. And
then after destructure this passage, I ask the student to construction their own writing. That means to draw a mind map of what they are going to write.
We are going to do the task now. So before we write about the speech, okay, 写一个演讲稿, we will think about structure, right? So do you still remember in a paragraph what should be contained?
So here are the mind maps from my student. Yeah, they have drawn like topic sentence, evidence, following details, conclusion, concluding sentences. Yeah. And next one, I will let them to write. And I select a few students to stand up in front of them and to make a presentation.
Okay, sit together if you choose the same word. Okay, patient, determined here, determined, come here, creative, come here, and the others just stay behind, okay? Creative, yeah, come here, creative. Let's change your seat. Okay, take your pen with you. Discuss which example are you going to use? Are your group going to use to support your topic sentence, the quality? The dog, and then spell the letters DOLL on her head. In this way, Helen was excited and thought it was fun to get more knowledge and greater understanding. The creation not only enlightened Helen, but also can be an example for today's teaching, not only for knowledge, but for the beautiful truth of love. Thank you for listening. I like her concluding sentence.
Okay, so last part is called evaluation. It not only happen in the peer assessment, but also the teacher-student assessment.
Please circle the mark, okay, as the first essay. Please give a mark for her topic sentence, her elaborate evidence, example, her coherence, and her language. Please circle the number, okay? So the average mark for the first boy is 18.2 by all of you. And the average mark for the girl is 18.1. So maybe you like, you can see that the average level, the lowest level here, come here, okay? 第二个维度 explanation, right? Explanation, maybe you have to improve.
So this is the average mark that students give to the speaker from the 4 dimensions, and the student who has just spoken at the front will found his or her strengths or disadvantages that need for more improvement. And the last scenario that I want to introduce is the schoolwork or some examination that need the teacher's correction after they go back home.
好，现在我们来判学生们，做了一个课堂作业。我现在把他们的这个点阵纸收回来之后，用了一个教师专用的蓝牙笔，我们来判这个张婉晴的词组翻译的作业。他的成绩和改判的记录可以实时的上传到我们这个家校互通的这个教育学的平台上面。这个是对的，对的。对的 ，engaged 应该是有一个 ed， 这是对的，对的。social skill， 对的 ，lifelong learning， 对的。achieve your academic success， develop their logic thinking， critical thinking， 对的。一共错了一个，成绩目前是最高95分。所以实时的我的这个笔记就被我同时传到了我的平台上，学生都可以看到他的作业的一个改判情况。
I'm sorry, the explanation was in Chinese, and in the video, this is the after-class corrections and the grade feedback, and they can be given to the student simultaneously. And the student can not only see their mark, but also the process of the correction. So lastly, about the implementation effect. As we say, the dotted pen classroom replaced traditional blackboard writing, and this technology converts written context into digital form and saves it to the computer screen. And this tool can help users integrate handwritten notes with digitization to improve classroom efficiency. And this could eliminate the tedious process of collecting homework books and reviewing them. And it could make it easier for users to organize, edit, and share and improve their writing efficiency. And this could intelligently correct the errors and facilitate the student. However, these are the feedback from my students. You can see that on the left, the student said it projects your writing, which could be done on the matching kinds of paper onto the screen. This is beneficial and efficient. First off, considering that all of our answer will appear on the screen, I'd naturally work to my fullest to get the result correct. Secondly, I can't be the master of every task. Accordingly, by comparing our own writing with others, I'd get the feedback from the quality and relative creativity of my work with ease. Moreover, when I hand them over to the teacher, my assignment would be double-checked. Overall, the high-tech pen is of great help to me. And the right comment is from another student from me. She said, in the English intensive lessons, the pen we use is amazing. When you write on paper with a specific pen, what write you will immediately show up on the board. This pen makes the classroom full of science and technology and also save the teacher's time, projecting student homework and collecting answers, making the classroom more efficient. The only thing I think is worth improving is I hope this pen can be left-handed function, because writing with the left hand feels that the pen is not very smooth. Yeah. So, do you still remember my practical dilemma at the beginning? Yeah, so we can say the overemphasized fragmented grammatic knowledge has been replaced by this kind of homework feedback. And the second problem, the lack of accumulated development over time. Yeah, the student conversations and also whatever they have written has been recorded and has been collected and accumulated on this notebook. And yeah, it can be a gift to them at the end of the semester. And number three, the limitation of traditional methods, yeah, it have solved the problem because we use this pen, paper, and notebook, and it doesn't distract the student anymore. And number four, lack of real-time personalized feedback. Yeah, I give the student the feedback quickly. Yeah.
As we can see, there are many adjectives here. Patiently, is that an adjective or adverb? Adverb. Okay, you can write patient here, not li. Okay, enthusiastic, 热情. Very good. And understanding. Very good. We can change it to another sympathy.
वैसे सेक्शन रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं इसलिए इसको छोड़ भी नहीं सकते हैं सेक्शन रिकॉर्ड कर सकते हैं इसलिए छोड़ भी
Okay, last one, future outlook. Considering the issues of cost and the student privacy, you know, a lot of students, they don't want to share their record and their works with their parents or teachers. Although the current process data feedback technology may not be applicable to all students or all schools, it has become an important part of digital education and promotes the development and application of digital education through real-time data feedback, improve the quality and efficiency of education, and truly realize burden reduction and efficiency increase in education and personalized and precision teaching. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your presentation, for the examples that you have given. There is a question, a very quick question. Does anyone have a link to this product? Perhaps you can share it with us to the chat or?
You mean the PowerPoint?
Well, I suppose the question is about this smart app that you use for.
It's not it's not an app. It's a pen. Yeah, just like an ordinary pen.
The magic pen and paper.
Yeah, the paper are. Yeah. So it should be facilitated into your normal classroom. Yeah.
So it doesn't work as an app or?
Do we have an app? Yeah, we have an app.
Yes. Amazing. So perhaps you could share what the name is,
Oh,
or there's a link to download. Would be great.
Can we download the application from the internet? Yeah, in the Apple Store. Yeah.
Fantastic. So if perhaps you could share later.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are questions about where do you buy the pen and the paper and how does it work?
Where do we buy the paper and the pen and adopt those in the classroom in the school? Yeah, later. I'm not the person from the company. I'm just because I tried the different type of the pens. Some of the pen are facilitated with the OCR technique, which could recognize whatever the word is. Some are not. So maybe 3 types of pens I have already tried. So they come from different companies.
So perhaps later on you could share the links in the chat, or perhaps with us, so that I could spread the information, spread the word in the email that I will send
afterwards. Spread the information to the world. Thank you.
Yes. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And I think we have 3 minutes left, and there was a comment from Helen. Again, let me find it. Very interesting, but I am a bit concerned about time-bound feedback. For example, when students take more time to complete, Is there any data analysis that takes into account that students can take more or less time to complete for many other different reasons, such as mental processing? Is there any opportunity for collaborative learning and peer-to-peer teaching using this pen as part of 21st century skills?
It has a function which could accelerate the speed of the student, and we could find some interesting facts behind their writing. For example, where do they pause and where do they think over and over, and how could they be accelerated or how could they be speed up? And yeah, we analyze their writing on the backstage. Yeah.
Thanks.